You and me are bored of regularities, living all the dreams, playing all the games, and getting high on love. They can chase us down, but we will always win. Leading every dance, feeling every touch, and getting high on love. We're invincible. Trust in me. We're invincible. Don't you see? We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. We're invincible. Let's escape the gray and let the colors rain. Turn the shit we do and our words into pure reality. 'Cause you and me are meant to be what they don't see. Never feeling wrong 'cause we don't belong. And getting high in love. We're invincible.
Hi? Okay. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So we're gonna be doing something a little different for this segment. It's a first time for me, and I'm gonna lower the music a little bit. So I just want to take this time to actually talk about what the Hi Devs have already presented to us so far. And this is not going to be long. It's going to be like 10-15 minutes. I just wanted to let you guys know what exactly they're talking about, what exactly is what we're going to be expecting in this next OB61 and in the PTS, because these are really interesting changes, and I do want to do something like this to show to you guys. Unfortunately, I have work tomorrow, so I won't be here at all during the new patch preview for the OB61. So I guess this is like a little small test, I guess you guys can say. Hi guys. There you go. Hi yes. Customs today. Probably customs. I don't know. Today I'm going to be working on a new champ that is not Maeve, and like I said, I still want to work on the dedicated title, which I'll put you guys in my, in my 5-man party and stuff like that. I don't think we need to do customs because we don't even have that many people here. We only do like 3v3, so it's not that big of a deal. So the Hi Devs, as you saw, they did air about like 4 hours ago talking about what they're going to be coming out with, and it was very interesting. They got 3 main points that they presented to us. One of the main points is toggling in third-person view, while only doing this in casual games, nothing in competitive games, which is really good because it'd be very cheating if someone is used to playing in third person but another person is not used to playing in third person, and it's just, it's just an advantage for them to get that extra view in. The toggle view, they said that they're going to put it to the C key, so in game you can toggle it like in first person or in third person, because they did notice that a lot of people did like seeing their champion in third person view, which is of course, can be nice. So hi Demon Race. Hey Lenny, and you could be in the party, yes. So that's pretty interesting. They also said that with the toggle third person view, you can also have it on or off in custom games, which is really nice. So that's pretty cool. I'm definitely not going to be using the third person view because I can't do third person for my life. I played Pug and it is third person view, and I just suck at shooting while in third person. I don't get it. Like, my champ's over here, but my shot things over there. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't get it. So that's one of the things. The next 2 points that they brought up, I feel like are 2 major things. Next thing I'm going to be talking about is the rework to Wrecker that they've done. Now, this is not going to be in the live Paladins. This is only for PTS. Yes, it is only for the PTS. And the case for Wrecker, instead what they're going to be doing, Wrecker is not going to be used to increase the damage on shields. It's going to be increased damage on the tanks themselves, like on the front line. Aggression 2.0, not necessarily, because aggression was for all of the champions. This rework to Wrecker is only for the tanks, only for the front lines. And the percentages for that, like, it's still going to be costing the same amount of credits. And then the percentages of damage is going to be 10%, 20%, and 30% that you can, like, stack onto each other. So it's just going to damage the person that's playing the tank. And in order to cause this damage, it's going to be with your primary weapon, with your primary fire shots, is how this is going to affect the tanks. What they've also done is that they reduce the health of the tank's shields. So just because Wrecker is no longer viable for the shields themselves, their health, their value got nerfed. So that's really interesting. The tanks definitely took a really big hit because of this new change in the rework of Wrecker. But because of that, the reason is that they noticed that 2 tanks have been the meta for such a long time, and they wanted to change that. They wanted to make something different. So they're making tanks not as viable of use anymore. They seemed like they didn't like the idea that you can have one tank on point and then another tank can go flank. Yes, it is a strategy. I read it in someone's comments before when I was watching it. It is a good strategy, but this is something that they just wanted to change up. Like they said before, this isn't going live. This is just a test to see how everything goes out. They want to be able to, you know, change the meta a little bit. They don't want like 2 tanks to always be like the major viable picks, you know, that is like the real game changer. Whether if your team has like a Makoa or a Torvald, you know, that really changes everything. So reworking the Wrecker is to be able to help with that. Yeah, prevent the abuse of stacking tanks is like the main reason. When Haven was, yeah, it really was. Seriously, may not blame. I don't know how much this is going to affect how good tanks are, but what I know is that to discourage from picking tanks in games. Yeah, so like I said before, is to like they just don't want people to think that tanks are like the game changer, like it'll determine like your win and stuff. Like, oh, they have a Makoa, they're definitely gonna win, or oh, they have a Torvald for this map, you know, they definitely have like a big advantage to this. So with the rework of Wrecker is to help, you know, try to balance that out, saying like, no, you still have a chance, like you just have to attack the tank itself, you know, their shields are decreased. So tanks in general, I guess, got a nerf, but hopefully it'd be balanced in comp games. So my 5D casual games incoming. I'm gonna cry. Even blast shield 7 for the 3% damage. 3% damage. Yep, that is for sure the 3% damage. So, oh, it's already been 11 minutes. My gosh. All right. So diminishing returns is what they call it. Diminishing returns. So this is mostly about like stacking like the abilities and the attributes onto your character itself. This does not count for CC immune like abilities and attributes. Stacking such as like for the speed and for the health, for example. Speed such as like if you have a champ and in your deck there's something that increases your speed, and then you get nimble that increases your speed, and then you have like some other champion that helps increase your speed. So the point of that is stacking. So you would, let's say like in your deck you get like 30%, and that's like the highest one that you can have. So they would take like the highest benefit of that speed, and then anything else that's adding on to you is also going to be added onto that main thing, but it's going to be slightly reduced. So let's say your deck has 30% and that's the highest one, so that's going to be staying there for sure. And then let's say like Nimble 10% is added, and then like someone else added like another 10%. So instead of the 30 plus the 10 and 10, is instead of that 50%, instead those two 10% are going to be counted as like 5% instead. Like they're diminishing the quality of what they would fully provide you, based underneath your like main one that has like the most benefits to you. Please don't. Yeah, please don't, Bender. Please don't. Yeah, the speed cap is maxed at 150%. And that the health cap is maxed at 95%. Like, for example, I think that they mentioned Tyra as an example because they have her... Because, like, you have cards that would give her, like, life rip, and then you have, like, the items that give life rip, the legendary card that gives her life rip, and then, like, anything else that would, like, add on to that. Like, it won't add up to, like, the full amount of what they are, but only partial of what you are, you know, taking in from, like, other outside sources. So, but even if, like, the outside sources reach over that 95%, you're not going to get any more than the 95%, which is freaking OP if you think about it. Like, holy cow. And, like, if you're able to get your speed up to 150%, that's even crazier. But, that's luckily not the case. So they did put a cap on those things as well. Yeah, so for damage, for healing, for speed, they have all now have diminishings. So you take in the most benefit, and then any other thing that adds on to that is reduced a little bit. So it's not going to add up to like its full amount. Instead of before, like, oh, you can only have like whatever attribute benefits you the most, that's the only thing you have. Anything else that's affecting you will not be added onto that. So they changed that, so that's definitely going to feel a lot different when playing. And yeah, Cauterize has been changed because of this like stack on effect. I see it as like a buff because you just add on to that, you know, Cauterize that you can, you know, affect to another person, and it's just freaking crazy. Bros, guess what? OB61 is going to be talked about tomorrow. The PTS, they said is going to be scheduled tomorrow as well, whether that's going to be in the afternoon or the evening time, whenever they're able to get it finished. And that the new OB61 live will be out next Wednesday for sure. Yes, Cauterize can be stacked. So it's the same thing as like with the health and like with Nimble that they were saying before. Whatever the most is benefited, and then just percentages on top of that. So Ka's gonna stack on Dead Zone. Dead Zone completely, yeah, like Senpai said, Dead Zone completely removes auto healing, so that's not really affecting. So that's not really much. I never saw a streamer visit another streamer in chat. Oh, Vastopian! Hi! Oh my god, it's been so long. Wait, Adam, how can you never say you see a streamer visit another streamer? I visit Dexter all the time, and Mads all the time. And I used to visit Vastopian too. It's 50% on something if you want to leave. Oh, yeah, if you leave it, it goes away. Yeah, if you leave it, it goes away. I know, right? I used a lot and she would visit mine. Just after moving so much, I've been busy. Yeah, lots of busyness. Lots of busyness. Lives are changing. But yes, that is practically the OB61 of what we know so far from the devs. Practically the reworks behind all of the pretty stuff they like to throw at us, like new champs and skins and stuff. So we got the third-person view coming on board. I don't really care for it, but it's definitely going to give an advantage for people that are using it, like looking around corners and stuff like that, which is gonna suck because I'm not going to use third person, but I'm going to be at a much more disadvantage, which sucks so bad. The rework of Wrecker, how it's going to be damaging the tanks themselves and not their shields, but the shields are also going to be nerfed as well. This is, like I said, to help to prevent the abuse of like stacking on tanks, and that, you know, the game doesn't have to completely rely on the type of tanks you have. And then that diminishing has returned to the realm where if you have like a certain attribute, like if you have a speed card, and if like whatever speed is granting you the most benefit, that will be, you know, put onto you like 100%, but anything else that is lower than that is going to be slightly diminished. So like instead of like the 10% that's stacked on like a 30%, that 10% is going to be like a 5%, for example. In that type of sense. So that affects the speed, the health, and like damage, but not CC stuff. So don't worry about that. It's going to be very interesting. I am very interested. It sucks that I work so much this weekend. I work from 9 to 6 every day, and it sucks. Okay, and new champ. The new champ seems to be coming out. That's for sure. Such as Maeve's Prowl. Maeve's Prowl, yes, that will also be affected as well. Yes, he was looking for a reduction for 22 seconds after you leave the dungeon, not 50. Yes. Good luck with working. I know, I'm gonna need it. But hopefully your moving thing turned out very well. Okay, so that's practically it. I just wanted to try this type of new style of talking with you guys. I really wish I could have done this for the patch preview, but like I said before, I'm going to be working, so this is a nice little mini test that I could have done, you know, just talking about what the Hi-Rez has already presented to us. So it's like, you know, a nice good first test, nothing too major, nothing too overwhelming, so it's pretty fun. I will be coming back on. I'm going to be ending this one, and then I just need to rework my other settings on here so I can switch over to gaming with you guys. Alright, so that's practically it. If you guys have any questions, just ask Horan. He knows everything, so I just laid that all on you, bud. I love you. Okay, so that's practically it. I'm going to switch over to my gaming, and I'll see you guys there. Alright.